To this strange thing, New Detroit, this group has put out what they call the code, that we have to accept that there's going to be a certain level of violence, and maybe we can get the gangs to play by the rules about this and say, look, no drive-by shootings, no shootings when there are children around, and your reaction to that has not been particularly favorable.
Not at all. I mean, what are we saying? It's almost like in Los Angeles, when Los Angeles adapted to a gang culture, and the dirty little secret, school districts were drawn behind where gang members resided. Their territories.
On the lines, right.
So, you know, I was in an area with 3 schools. There was a Crip school, a Blood school, and a Hispanic gang.
Totally giving in to the system, right.
We can't become that. And I oftentimes reference the model of the state of Maine that says the way life should be. The way life should be in Detroit is that we not make exceptions that don't shoot here, but we can shoot.
Accepting a level of crime, right?
And, you know, and I get New Era made the statement, they said, well, you know, we're not in utopia. Well, there are no utopias anywhere in the country, but we're not going to say it's okay. It's okay to commit a robbery, but if you got it, well, they said it's not okay, but if you must commit, just don't shoot the victim.
We've got clearly a level of hopelessness built into a lot of the people who are carrying out these acts. They don't see anything but a life of...
But number one, no drive-bys. Why?
Well, if you look at, when you look at the result from drive-bys, it's random shooting. And a lot of times you have innocent people, most of the time, I'm sorry, innocent people that are victims of the drive-bys, babies. If we just look at since last year to now, you had roughly close to 3 babies that's been killed in drive-bys. Now, we understand in terms of the linguistics and the aspects of things that no way are we approving or reducing crime. But what we're saying is that there's been, back in the day, an unspoken code in regards to the streets. And there are certain things that you do not do and concerned with operating in the streets. And one of those things is not killing babies, not slanging.
And slinging is selling drugs.
Selling drugs of anything to pregnant women. And I think we have to start with some level of principles and build off that. A lot of times we like to jump the gun and we like to go from A to Z in regards to how we do things. And what New Era Detroit does is we tackle on both ends. We have things called the Meet in the Streets, where we go to the communities and we tell people about black unity and black love and stop killing and the violence in the communities. However, the street code is definitely needed for specifically the streets.
Ain't nobody else losing babies the way black people are losing babies. Nobody. It's time for us to get our together. Realistically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hence the street code, a 10 commandment of sorts codified by New Era Detroit in hopes of bringing some order to the chaos that is Detroit crime and prayerfully save a few lives.
And too many innocent people are getting killed behind that.
Rule number 1, no drive-bys.
You always hear the story about they're never getting a target, they're getting some innocent baby or they're getting some innocent teenager.
6-month-old Miracle Williams and 3-year-old Anaya Montgomery are 2 glaring examples. Killed by stray bullets, neither the intended target. The code gives crooks parameters to do their dirt, outlawing shootings in neutral territories like concerts and parties and selling dope to pregnant women and children.